My girl is already on. What's up, friend?
Hey, hey, hey.
We ready? We ready? Let me click on the live stream for us. Wait.
Let me see if I can remove my beach background.
Oh, I thought
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year for us.
Yes, let's roll. All right, how do I fix this? Let me see if I can figure out the background
You go on settings,
settings.
yeah, and do the virtual background. I mean, you have the virtual now, so you can just change to.
There we go. Blur my background.
Ta-da! How you doing, girl?
Good.
Excited for this. I'm so excited. We had so much fun yesterday. Thank you for hopping in here with us. I'm really excited about sharing your story, everything we went through this year or last year now. And let's start putting some more people in
Yeah,
here.
let me have I invited a couple people.
Yes, bring them all in. Bring them all in because we're gonna start this beautiful thing.
Beautiful. Let's go.
There you go. Okay, guys, let's start because it seems like so much time, but it's really not. Time goes by fast. So, officially starting our live stream day two with Kristina. Okay, the first thing is, how do we pronounce your last name? I should have asked you that too, like years
That's
ago.
okay. It's Krykhtin. So like Krykhtin.
Didn't help the Brazilian here much. Creighton.
Krykhtin. Yeah, anything in the middle just
Creighton.
becomes silent. Think about it that
Okay.
way.
And I can familiarize with that because everybody asks me about my last name. Some people get like, is your last name lifestyle? I'm like, well, no. It's Ferreira, whatever you want to say it. But that's a privilege us immigrants have to
I
just like
know, I
several
know.
last names.
I'm like my last name, I mean, I want to change it, but not really because it's just so unique,
Oh,
you
and
know?
it's beautiful and it's you and it's like part of your brand. I
Yeah,
thought
I
about
love it.
changing mine too for a while, and I was like, you know what? No, no, this is good. So, my love, let's get this party started. Tell us first, so people who don't know, a little bit about what you do, your business, how your life is crazy, because I think what we're gonna share with people today, what I really want people to understand is like, you're not just a regular stay-at-home mom.
Mm.
You are on the go like all the time. Everywhere I look at you, like you're in another state, another city, another stage. And we're gonna dive deep into how you made that even like much better for you, for your business, for your routine, and how you implemented all those strategies into your life. So tell us a bit about what you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so grateful just to know you and just for the space for you to allow me to speak because my goal is just make a little difference in people's lives because I feel like people need help. I need help. We all need help. And doing it alone, you can never get to the places that you can go when you go as a group, especially with experts. But a little bit about me. I'm from Belarus. I moved to the United States when I was 9 years old. My mom took a bold risk and rescued us from communism, extreme poverty, and risked everything to give us a better life. And having seen that transition, I'm a little, wacko as far as living on the edge. I feel like my brain doesn't shut off. I love change. I love learning. I love expanding. And my background, I mean, I studied broadcast journalism and business. I was fascinated with the American dream. And I built my first business in my 20s, multi-million dollar company. And then in my 30s, started pursuing more in real estate, understanding how that works because it's always been my dream to invest. And now fully like investing into multifamily, developing properties across the state of Florida because I love Florida so much, and investing into different projects. I have multiple businesses. My children work in my business. They're involved in everything that I do because I just I want them to know the importance of work ethic. But 2 years ago, I had a major realization of my life where I was just like, I hate my life. Like waking up every day, my energy is so low. Like I'm making more money, I have bigger influence, but like, why am I not happy? Like, why
Mm.
am I not at a level of vitality that I want to be? And I had the confrontation because I gained 30 pounds and at the risk of being successful. And there's a moment where I'm like, I don't want to be fat and successful. I do not want to feel sluggish. I don't want to feel like I'm carrying all this extra weight. And I've been
Mhm.
fit most of my life. It's been,
A
my
competitive
understanding.
figure skater, right? Before.
Yeah, figure skating, running, soccer player, football player. I've tried everything, volleyball. So basically, I wanted to change my life. I didn't know
Mhm.
how, and then I had a car accident where God stopped my life and the way I've conditioned myself from living, which, work hard, have a strict regimen, run hard. I was running a lot, but my pitfalls was my diet. And I've always been active, but my diet was the hardest thing my whole life because my diet was far from perfect because in Belarus, we were starving. And then I come to the land of opportunity where there's
In
abundance of food.
abundance.
So much. It was extreme from what a child witnessed. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just like great food, right? In my eyes, I was like, oh my God, pizza, donuts, all these things we see advertised in Belarus. Here it's like overflow. And I'm like, I'll never starve again. But then, my stepdad's like, don't become fat because that's what Americans do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this pressure of food. What's wrong with the food? Why everybody getting fat? So long story short, yeah, it's had a lot of food noise
Uh-huh.
and dieting over and over again my whole life, like going from extremes of yo-yo dieting, right? And it was mostly for vanity because I wanted to look good. And when I had my crash 2 years ago, I realized that I don't want to look good. I want to feel good.
Yeah.
And that's when the mental shift changed. And I started to not care about success, but realize that if I want to be successful in anything, it starts by being a CEO of my own entity, which is this body, this mind, and this soul.
It's so interesting. Thank you so much for sharing all of that because it's when people are going to be watching the episodes and there's a repeat mode in the speeches, and that's I think it's something that happens to most of us who are go-getters and we pursue great things in life because we were, let's say, somewhat healthy in a certain part of our life. Thank you, Wendy. Um, and we keep doing things the same way, but our
Mhm.
bodies are not the same. So our success starts going this way, and our bodies start going that way. And
Yeah.
sadly, that's such a repeated, like I said, it's a repeated thing in the industry because a lot of the women that come and work with me, men too, shout out to Scott, is that like we have success and we have money, we don't have time and we don't have energy, and we're like completely disconnected from our bodies. And thank God for moments like that, that we understand, thank God nothing major happened, you're recovering, you're healed, and you're perfect, but like that God stops us like, wait, this is not the way I want to do life. I was actually just having this conversation with a friend today, and she's a competitor too. She's 52 now, and she's just like understanding like it's really not about the money. Yes, we want the money, we want the great life, but at what expense? Definitely not at the
Yeah.
expense of health. And not to say that, there's moments where I think the biggest thing that I talk to my clients, and you probably experience that, we take our lives in shifts. You can't push 100% in all areas of your life all the time. But as long as you're aware of the choices you make and you're like, okay, I'm doing a fitness competition. I'm going to push this. Maybe my business, I'm going to reduce to 80%. But it's still, I'm planting seeds that when I'm done with the fitness competition, my business is going to go back to 100 and my fitness is going back to 80. And then
Yeah.
my kids are going to be with me 100% of the time. So maybe when I'm doing my prep, kids, please hang on, mama will be back. That's what I do with my boyfriend and with my my family and my friends. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna take a sabbatical month. Okay, you see me back in 6 weeks, 4 weeks. Please don't forget about me. I still love y'all. But I think that it goes on stages, and that is possible to do everything, but not at full capacity all the time. And I think the biggest thing we saw when we started working with you, when we said you committed, is like, okay, I'm doing the show, let's go full on. Was like, okay, you have your business, you are your own breadwinner, and you have two kids to take care of. So it's not like you can just say, hey, Christina, can you just stop working for a second, and can you work a little bit less? No, I need to come as a coach and as a trainer and like, okay, how's your life? Let's make it work with your life as it is and understand and making you aware like as we get close to the show and that guys, if you're not competing, that's not something you need to worry about. But if you know if you're trying to push or maybe doing a photo shoot or a trip, it will require you a little bit more dedication in certain times. And I told her like you're gonna start with 1 hour workout, maybe 40 minutes cardio, and that will progress as time. So allocate, even being aware of that your life is gonna shift in a time, it prepares us mentally for that. So tell us how it was with schedule, like and being on different stages and showing houses to people and making deals and with your kids with you and to get your workouts done, to get your cardio done, and to get your meals in. How did we
Yeah.
go with that?
I mean, you talk about extremes. Because of my foundation with starvation in Belarus and then abundance in America, I feel like I do everything in extreme. And
Doesn't
one of
help us that you're a Scorpio, right?
no, I'm a Libra. Oh my
Oh, you're a
gosh, I'm
Libra.
supposed to be a balance.
You're
Where
the
is my
beginning of October.
balance?
That's right.
But it's like the insanity of it. What pissed me off about my life, there was a point when I always took pride in keeping my word and what I say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
there was a point where everything I was saying, I wasn't getting it done. And
Mm.
that pissed me off so much
Yeah.
because I've lost respect for myself. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't respect people that don't operate with keeping their word to themselves. And in
Mm.
business, that's extremely important. Like if someone misses my Zoom meeting, they are not allowed to have another meeting with me. That's just like a flat rule for me because
Mhm.
it shows me how they show up for themselves. Unless they're dying in the hospital or dealing with a child, like no,
Mhm.
because if they don't respect their time,
True.
they're going to poison my time. So I got pissed at myself because I wasn't able to commit to my own commitment of losing weight. And before we started training for the bodybuilding competition, like 5 years back, I wanted to train and I started and I never finished. And I'm like, I'm going to rebuild my confidence and do this. And my why this time was so different than back then because I wanted to live my best life. It wasn't becoming super successful because I already tried becoming super successful at all costs and I hated my life. It
Mm.
became of I want to enjoy my life, have fun, and feel all my emotions and good or bad, but
Yeah.
truly show up authentically. And I went through a horrible divorce 10 years ago and I leaned a lot on wine to manage my stress. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of people have stress and don't manage it in a way that is longevity produced. And for
Mhm.
me, I didn't realize that. I just kept making excuses because it was a quick, easy fix for me. But
And it's
then I
also common. A lot of people do that, so it becomes kind of socially acceptable.
And I was living in a neighborhood where people were like, "Oh, the housewives are drinking bottles. Look at all the recycled bottles of wine." And I was proud of
Yeah,
that.
you're
Like,
praised by it.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, I'm a housewife. I mean, no, I wasn't a housewife. I was running a company and having kids, but as my marriage was falling apart, I was leaning on a substance instead of using it for pleasure once in a while, like to enjoy it. It became a habit. And I was yo-yoing through my, weight loss, weight gain. And my cholesterol was going up because when you drink alcohol, like you don't track how much you eat. And one of the things that I made a commitment, so I build confidence in myself, is I'm going to start tracking everything and not have guilt about it. And when I started that, whether I have wine, whether I have ice cream or chips, that was my 30-pound weight loss strategy before. I'm like, now I'm going to bring an expert. I had to do my own work and keep my own
Mhm.
commitment to say, hey, can I keep my commitment of just tracking it, right? And I did it. And
You
I
did, yeah.
learned I had a lot of shame in my mind about, oh, I ate a whole pint of ice cream with a bottle of wine. But I tracked it. I was like 600 calories of wine and 1,200 calories of ice cream. And I didn't feel full because the alcohol numbs
Empty
you.
calories, yeah. It needs empty calories. It's full,
And
it
it's empty
doesn't have
calories, but
any
you don't feel it. But the
nutrients.
next day, I'm like, I can't get up. I feel puffy. I feel sluggish. I feel like my stomach is like blown up. And then I want to go for a run. And then I'm running horribly. And I'm like, now I'm putting extra more pressure on my body.
Yeah.
So it was this vicious cycle. So I committed to tracking everything. And that's when I started to see a shift in the lifestyle. And then when I hired you, I had built confidence in my own word that I'm at least tracking things.
Yeah.
And then you started giving me more tools to refine it to now go to the next level. And that's when I'm like, because I felt confident building that. And
Hmm.
then now having extra support to, and then as we got closer to the competition, we were refining and refining, and it was like extra, extra, extra. It
Chemicals.
was magical, but you start to hear the
There was.
noise, the insanity come up because you want to win, but it
Mhm.
doesn't happen overnight. It's a desire, like you have to want it, and it's something personal. And I think, I know you work with different clients, and everybody has different wants and needs. I
Yeah.
didn't care to win. I wanted to have fun with this journey. I wanted to be in the best shape of my life and I wanted to step into my 40s feeling fabulous. And then one day when the competition's over and I'm going to the grocery store and I got this man chasing me at the freaking parking lot and they're like, "Can I get your number?" And I forgot that I look
Ooh.
hot now. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yes.
I looked hot before, but that's when I knew that the brain rewiring changed. It
Uh,
wasn't, I didn't do it to look hot. I did it to look and to feel good about
mhm.
myself and show up with this vibrant energy. And when you do that, my whole career started evolving.
It's something I've noticed, and like we haven't talked so much since the competition. The competition was in August. We're in January, but I've
Yeah.
been following you, and I can see that everything that you've been doing. It's like you got into a portal that all of a sudden Kristina was like everywhere and sitting at the tables with the highest CEOs of the biggest companies and doing all of that. Tell us, like when we talked about that yesterday, real quickly, a quick recap for people who aren't on the call yesterday when we talked about Kelly is like when we don't look good, it's not that a six pack is going to bring us happiness, but it's because we are aware that we're not living to our fullest potential.
Yep.
That, like you said today, is like that brings us so much down because I have so much more. Like and for me, I'm really big on that. Like, what's the type of person that I want to be? Because I've thought about so many things, and even talking about our faith, like, why is it that I'm so attached to how I look? Is it because I think like nice quads are gonna bring me happiness, like a nice toned arm? It's not that. It's because I know the tools and the capacity that God gave me. And if I'm not living up to that, then I feel like I'm leaving talents under the table. And I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person who like does everything that God created me to do. And that involves, of course, our vessel, because this is the only vessel we're going to carry from the day we are born to the day we die.
Yeah.
Talking about how did that affect your business, like that
Oh.
self-confidence of waking up and understanding not only do you look hot or hotter, should I say, but also you're keeping the promises to yourself.
I mean, it wasn't about the way I looked versus like in my 20s, I wanted to look good, right?
Hmm.
I had my whole identity tied to the way I looked. And now I just showed up as a spiritual being that is aesthetically pleasing to the world. Because when I radiate confidence, and I'm sure people can radiate confidence being heavier if you are like happy with your aesthetic and
Yeah,
heavier, but if your blood work and your health measurements are not good according to medical standards, that doesn't give me confidence. Like
true.
I want to feel like my Bugatti has the best fuel, has the best tires, has the best everything, you
True.
know? And now, I used to talk about it because, I'm a girl. Like I like pretty things. I know I'm attractive, but I also had mental noise about my appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that shifted after I did the bodybuilding thing. And
Mm-hmm.
you know that my daughter was with me and my
Yeah.
kids were at the event and watching, like, my kids are a mirror to me, right? Because I want to be a
Tell us how
good,
old is your daughter?
my daughter is 17. When the event happened, she was 16. And I just want to be a great example. Like I push a lot of boundaries, like, and I think we should, as parents, for children, try different things because how else are you going to feel alive and experience exhilaration of standing on stage in a bikini that's sparkly? I mean, that was like, it happened so fast. I just didn't even like, I was just having so much fun. It was like, I didn't want to go to sleep that night after it was done. I was so high, right? And like that feeling and all those disciplined days, right? And showing up in between things and seeing how my clothes fit and how I look better in pictures and how my energy is impacting the way I talk to people and the way people are receiving my energy. It just
Mhm.
showed up so different. And it's so like I'm around a lot of wealthy people and how wealthy people operate. There are crazy people that drink and do drugs. I've been around that. That's not
Mhm.
sustainable. And those are not my people. But then there's other people that's a whole new level. And they really take care of their mind, body, and soul. They don't drink, they don't smoke. If they do, it's this much. Like, let me show you this much, right? And like they don't go like the biggest business is your body. And if you
Mhm.
can control your impulses, control your decisions, right? That is the sexiest thing imaginable,
Oh, I
right?
got chills. Yes. And you said something so beautiful, and it is so true. People used to often ask me, why do you still compete? I competed for 11 years and I possibly just retired. Not sure yet, never say never. But and I said, I love, not only do I love the stage, but I love how my life looks when I'm competing.
Yeah.
Because the discipline of your diet and your training is like this ripple effect of greatness. It is so amazing how everything flows in an exact order, like in a perfect order. And I miss that whenever I wasn't competing because I was either on mode, and for many years I was on mode competition or off season. Off season would go crazy, because I was still immature and party. And I still love to party, but today I learned how to party. I learned how to eat and
Yeah.
I learned how to do the good things and still look good, still eat healthy, still like I can enjoy a drink, not 10 at night. So that comes with maturity. But thanks to your girl, like we bring maturity into life because you also because there's a lot of people who think that dieting means living miserably and like counting every single calorie and eating just chicken and broccoli with no salt. Like that's not it. Like the
Yeah.
industry has lied to you guys. There's a way, like I told Christina that and I tell all my clients, you should eat only the food you love. But between that list of the food you love, also eat foods that love you back.
Hmm.
Because I love cookies. Cookies love me too, but they're not good for my, at least not all the time. So I need to time when I'm gonna have like allow that and not feel it and not it's not a poor
Yeah.
digestion. It doesn't make me feel bloated. And it's one, it doesn't have to be a box of them. And
Yeah.
understanding also like how to implement those habits that we did for the
Yeah.
show into real life. So tell us about how like everything that you learned, like all the tips after tracking your food for 5 years, which you did so amazing, so beautifully, exactly what we track. You're right, Wendy. And then going to the extreme of a competition, which is we understand it's not sustainable, that those last 2 weeks extremely challenging, but bringing down back to normal life Now we've been almost 6 months after the show. How has that impacted your life? And what are the habits that you still keep that make you still feel that confidence, that discipline, and that joy in just taking care of everybody? Because I see that girl, she posts pictures on the gym at like at 10:30 p.m. at night after having 8 hours worth of meetings. I know you.
And kids and homeschooling.
Yeah.
And I mean, what else? I mean, I do 2 workouts a day. To me, I started with 75 hard. I love that program. Uh, I've done it several times. So
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that I've kept is 2 workouts. Can you get the dog? He's crying. Thank you.
I can hear.
The some of the principles that I've kept is walking.
Uh-huh.
I think like I'm a huge runner, but walking, I love what you taught me about that is
Mm-hmm.
how low impact stress it is on the body. Um, and the more I walk, the more I'm grounded and like I'm with my thoughts. Like
Yeah.
it calms my nervous system. And for girls, like with our periods and hormonal shifts, when I'm in luteal phase, I'm a mess. So going for a walk calms my nervous system. Okay, that's one thing. But going to the gym when I lift weights, it tightens everything, right? Like even if I overate, like, it just it feels so good. And it's developing this, mechanism instead of going for the wine, which is once in a while, like one of the things that like I did a lot of is I really submerged myself in business networking events, and there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of drinking involved, a lot for my liking because I went from extreme clean to like bodybuilding clean to like, oh my gosh, we're having cocktails 2 to 3 times a week, and that was a lot. And then reeling it back in because it was like 5 months of that. But then I started to realize I didn't feel good. Oh, this is reminding me of how I felt prior to this extreme discipline. So, not saying that people need to be extreme and do the bodybuilding. I mean, like everybody has their own reasons and why and like whatnot. But some of the biggest thing for me is like tracking and increasing my protein intake. Like that was game changer in just the way I lived. I've been tracking for 2 years and my protein intake was like around 60 to 70 grams before we
Well,
started training. Right. And
wow.
I'm like, and I was already going to the gym and I'm already doing my 2 workouts for 75 hard. And I'm like, why do I never see results? And this is what I've done my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea how important protein was. And
We
that has
basically
been
doubled
like
your protein intake, right? If I remember correctly, we had you around what,
140.
140,
Yeah,
140 grams of
140.
protein. So we more than doubled
Yeah. And then I
if you're
started to
eating
see
60.
my whole body like change. I was looking at my pictures from when I was in my 20s and I was like skinny fat. I was like, why did I never have this figure that I like these girls have? Because I
Yeah.
was doing weight training, but I was not feeding my muscles correctly. Even if I was training like 3 times a week with weight training, I wasn't like feeding it. But I've always been somewhat muscular because of my athleticism. But the protein was a game changer. Also, drinking a lot of water. Like a lot of times when I'm hungry or I think I'm hungry, I'm thirsty actually, and changing up right now I'm on like eating clean as it is New Year, but
Mhm.
I'm still coming off of craving cocktails. Like I still feel it. And I'm like, so I just make myself like a club soda and lime juice. And then like my nervous system chills out because it's not the alcohol. It just needs variety and it needs hydration or some
Yeah.
fun.
And it's a
You
lot
can't
of
have it
the
all night.
rituals that we
Yeah.
have and what we associate alcohol with. As most of us, because I had that too. When I went through my divorce, I started drinking a glass of wine every night and then 2 glasses and then half a bottle and then a bottle. And I was like, okay, this is really not the best.
Yeah.
Then I had to understand, like, I need to get out of that because it's not the alcohol we're craving, it's the ritual of something cozy. It's the same thing when we talk about people who have binge eating disorder or comfort food problems because it's not the food, like, it's not that I love cookies, it's because deep down, my little girl has a memory of cookies and like being something that, it's nice and it's pleasant, it's cuddly and it's motherly. So it's
Yeah.
understanding a lot of that and understanding that the things that we did when we're 20s and 30s, whether you're athletic or lean or not, they're not going to work when you're 40 because you just said one of the facts is like you're eating 60 grams of protein, you somewhat look good. And when you get to your 40s and you're eating 60 grams of protein, I'm sorry, like you're not. And that's something I told the other day on my social media that I had a lot of great feedback, and it breaks my heart because you talk to women, especially here in South Florida, like everybody's working out, everybody's trying to eat healthy, everybody, all the women are they're trying really hard to do all the things, but they don't know because there's so much noise out there, and they don't understand why they don't look like somebody who does a lot. And it's
Yeah.
sending a lot of times is actually doing less. Like you're doing a lot of running, we cut that down a little bit. And a lot of
We
people are
cut down a
starving.
lot.
Yeah. People are starving. They're eating so little. Like, I actually need to eat a little bit more in order for your body to understand that you need to fuel those muscles instead of starve them. So it's just like, and that's one of the things we're going to learn. And Stronger Than 40 is how to fuel our machine, our Bugatti. I love that. Our Bugatti will like with the best things because it doesn't work like it used to do anymore. And it's just, it's not you're doing anything wrong. It's just physiology. So
Yeah.
understanding all those things and understanding also it's a work in progress, and the longer you do it, the better you're gonna look. Like I guarantee you now at 40, you feel like you look much better than you were 35 or even
I
30.
mean, people compliment me on my aesthetic now and saying I look much better now than I did when I was in my 20s. And like it's a huge compliment, but you're totally right. Like it's this stuff compounds, right? And it doesn't happen overnight. And I love what you said. Like, there's times when, like, we are emotional beings, and
Yeah.
there's sometimes things in life that trigger us emotionally. And I deal with this every day. Like, 2 days ago, I was like restless. I didn't, I was like, what the hell is happening to me? And, I'm like, I need to call Amanda because, like, when you were coaching me, I'm like, I'm about to eat like a whole thing of pizza, but it's like having a conversation
Yeah.
and like talking it through because it's something that is needing attention that is from the past, and it's
Mm,
ingrained in our mind to handle it in the wrong way because we've done it so long. And
yeah.
doing it in a new way requires redirecting, but also having the support system. So you've helped me overcome a lot of that because I had to relearn how I handle stress or
Mm,
anxiety that comes up of like in my business world. I'm like, I get rejected a lot. Like, and it's a lot sometimes because you don't know what the outcome of these deals are. And
mm,
I just want to drink a bottle of wine and numb myself. But that's not longevity for me. I want to feel my emotions, handle them, and take constructive steps to bettering my life in the future versus destroying my body and destroying my mind and avoiding responsibility of saying, hey, you took on a lot of stress today. Rejection happened to you. It's not the same as when you were a kid or when your husband rejected you, and that's okay. There's an
yeah.
emotional component to it. And having somebody like when I was able to talk to you, and you're like, hey, it's okay. And you're like giving me like logic versus emotional feelings. But I'm a freak. I'm like, I want to look at the pain and grow from it because the more I confront the past, the faster I propel into the future. And that's why my business has taken off because I disciplined my body and mindset with eating into a whole vessel of energy and vitality versus stuffing it and pushing all
Hmm.
my feelings down
Yeah.
to a point where I'm walking around carrying extra weight, feeling like crap,
Mm,
looking like crap. And I didn't even want to wake up at certain points anymore because I'm like, what's the point of living? I'm
true.
building a business I hate. I look like crap. I feel like crap. I don't, like, what is the point?
No
And
point.
that energy shift was profound. And I love it. I'm excited to compete again. Uh,
Yeah.
and this time we're winning. My motive has changed of what I want out of this competition. It's gold
Freedoms.
for gold.
Yes. Oh my
We'll
gosh,
have fun.
you said so many amazing things, Christina. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And just a quick last minute note, you guys, because I know I don't want to keep you guys here too long. Is understanding that if you keep shoving things in your body and not deal with your emotions, like eventually the bill will come. And I tell everybody, my program, even when I work one-on-one with clients or on my program, there's always three pillars: training, nutrition, and mindset. The most important is the mindset. Because I can give you the perfect training, I can give you the perfect diet. If your mind is not in the right places, you're not understanding and becoming aware of your actions, nothing's gonna work. Because you can be eating the best food. If you're under stress, if you're pressed, if you are numb, you're not even going to be able to digest that food and send the nutrition to the right places. I guarantee you that because I've done the best diet going under stress and I was gaining weight. So mindset is the mother of everything, and that's what we're going to teach. I appreciate you so much, Kristina. Guys, I'm going to put in here the link for you to join our program. It's live and coming. Feel free to share with your friends. I see Wendy here is already part of the program. Thank you, Kristina. This
Yes,
has been so beautiful, so
thank you
beautiful.
so much. I'm so
Um,
excited.
yeah, wherever you guys see this video, there'll be links for her, how to find Kristina, how to connect with her. She's killing it. Follow
Yeah.
that woman. And I can't wait to coach you again through our next competition. And I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah. Oh,
Awesome.
yeah. Thursday. If you,
Yes.
yeah, CEO Summit. If anyone's in Miami, well, I know Christina's coming with me. You're coming. You're gonna
Yes.
meet Christina. She's amazing, my longtime friend,
Great.
and you guys are gonna hit it off. But I'm so excited to see you Thursday.
Me too. See you guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful,
Bye.
blessed night. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody, at 5 p.m. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.